anyone that's been
One of the many exciting things about joining Live was being able to come here and play in front of a Spanish crowd, especially on a level of event and level of competition that I hadn't really yet enjoyed, right? I've been able to play events in Spain.
Here in the beautiful Valderrama, which some say is the European Augusta, it's so special. There's so much history here. There's so much Spanish history here.
Well, it has so much history behind. It's only a 50-year-old club, but so much has happened through the years. I mean, we had the Ryder Cup, we had World Gold Championships, and now we have Live.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I feel like when there's this wind in this golf course is so difficult that it's equally stressful no matter when or where you're playing it. But it was fun. It's always fun to be back home and be with the home crowd. It's always a joy to have this many people supporting me all day. It's so much fun.
OMG, what did we just witness? Our first ever double playoff in Live Golf history. I am so pumped up right now.
So much happened on the last 5 minutes. I mean, it looked like it was going to the crushers and Anibal winning, and all of a sudden then Abraham holding a chip, David Puig birdie eight, then that little putt from Anibal on the last. I mean, it was great watching.
You know, it's really amazing to be able to do it in your home country, in front of my family, in front of so many friends, and on my favorite golf course. So it's obviously super nice.
What is going on? It is a Monday on Kaplan and Crew from the 7 Mile Casinos. I got Grande and the Brown Man, and we are at this exact moment in time on planet Earth. We are going from our little local San Diego, Southern California podcast that turned into a radio show and a TV show, and we are taking it national right now on Sirius Channel 159, the SportsGrid channel, and on national TV, every single one that they've got at SportsGrid, on Roku, on Samsung. I'm watching on Amazon Prime, and we are glad to have everybody here for the debut of Kaplan and Crew going national. Grande, Brown Man.
Yeah.
A new energy around here today. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello. And you're watching yourself?
Well, I actually have the SportsGrid TV channel up on my TV so that I can kind of monitor and see what's cooking. And I did notice this morning.
There we are. We on, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's one thing we know. Browner loves watching himself some Browner.
Listen, y'all already know what time it is for me, baby. I love seeing me on TV.
Yeah. And one thing I noticed as I was watching the show that precedes us, the early line, I was watching that show. They put up a full page screen, like a full page graphic on the screen of the lineup for SportsGrid today.
Yeah.
And I noticed that between myself, Scott Farrell, and Gabe Morency, all three of us, and I wouldn't have actually noticed this, but my girlfriend pointed it out. She's like, why are all three of you guys like pulling the whole point move? And I'm like, whoa, hold on a second. That's my move. I'm the point guy. Come on.
Wait a minute.
I'm the point guy.
I didn't even notice it. You guys, Scott.
You stole the point?
And Gabe are pointers.
Now, hey, listen, Scott Farrell's my man, but he doesn't look, is he lefty? Because he got the lefty point going, and Gabe Morency's in there. That's my move. I'm the point guy.
I got to give up to three. I got to give to Scott Burrell for he pointed with the left hand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it looks like he's doing the double point. It's a little bit more powerful.
Okay, see, but my point is different. Mine's not like a one-fingered point. Mine's a three-finger point. You know what I mean? And it moves a little bit, shakes a little bit. It moves and shakes a little bit.
You don't want to shake it. No, you want to be straight and firm.
No. Okay, all right.
I think tomorrow I'll have like a bigger graphic where we get just the picture, and I'll put it side by side, and maybe we can let everybody vote who has the best point.
All right. Well, I'm going to say this to everybody who's watching on SportsGrid, who's listening on Sirius Channel 159. We are also on the Kaplan and Crew YouTube channel. And if you're on the Kaplan and Crew YouTube channel, That's where the longtime listeners, we call them the chatlins, that's where they're at right now. And so if you want shout outs on the screen, you want your name, you want your handle, you want your comments on the screen, you're going to have to get into the live YouTube channel. That's that Kaplan and Crew on YouTube. All right. So look, let me start off by saying this. There's a lot of things that we're going to get to on a Monday that we would normally be getting to on a Monday. The Padres weekend and what they were able to do in Cleveland. The Dodgers weekend and what they did against the Boston Red Sox. Obviously, those two things are going to be top priority. But you know what? Teams are reporting for NFL training camps. There's a ton of stories around the NFL. My mind is already focused on football. I can tell you that right now. This past weekend, USA basketball just barely skirts by a team that, I mean, honestly, I'm not good at geography. I don't know where South Sudan is, and I don't know if they have like any NBA talent of any kind on their team, but they almost beat Team US. And we'll get to that story coming up as well. And locally, because this is our home base in San Diego, Xander Schauffele with another major championship this past weekend, and we'll get to that story coming up as well. So we got a lot to get to on a Monday. Fellas, how was the weekend?
Oh, it was incredible, man. It was, well, you guys got to experience Del Mar opening day. I got to experience it from the comfort of this chair, but it looked like you guys had a blast, dude. You guys were getting after it. After we logged off, at least, it looked like you guys were getting after it.
Listen, I love that place, man. I love that place, man. I had a great time. I had a blast. The only thing that I had to cap my fun because I had to take care of some business later that night. But it was great to see all the normal faces at the track and the energy and the dresses and the silicone and the Botox. It was fantastic.
The silicone.
Yeah, the silicone.
Mm-hmm. The filler.
Yeah. It was quite a day. All right, here's a picture for those of you that are just joining us, and you're a first-time Kaplan and Crew viewer or listener. So we're broadcasting trackside at Del Mar for opening day this past Saturday. And this is a big part of what we do during the summer. And you can see the professional setup we've got there because in front of Hunter, you can see that box has an iPad on it that's focusing its camera down to the paddock. And then underneath the box, you can see about 24 magazines that are propping up. I mean, this is the way we do it around here, all professional all the time. And Browner, that hat that you're wearing, that was the hat that I showed up with, but my headphones wouldn't stay on. So I took the hat off and you said, give me that drip, and you took it and then you put it on. But let me tell you something. I rocked that hat later in the day. I rocked it at the track. I rocked it at the after party at the Rancho Valencia Resort. And man, I got a lot of compliments on that hat, my dog.
Listen, man, I set you up nice, bro. I put a little bit of that extra swag in there. So then when you took it out in the world, you just had a different walk to you. You had a different feel to you, a different energy to you.
Yeah, you did. And I just had everybody coming in, taking pics with us. Here's a bunch of my boys, a bunch of the owners of the Great Friend Stable stopping by. Listen, man, that's a good looking hat. That takes some guts to rock a hat like that. I just want to tell you right now.
No, it don't. No.
Don't. Especially at Del Mar. Listen, I will compliment the hat, but you don't take none of that to wear those things at Del Mar. Look at your boys rocking a green checkered jacket.
Correct. Absolutely.
Yeah, that was a little outrageous. That jacket was a little ridiculous. That jacket was like one of those jackets that you get on Amazon, and you're like, why am I doing this? Like I think I need to be like really showy and flashy. And
do you feel like your boy in the pink jacket tried to one up you with the hat?
That young brother right there did try and one up me, but we didn't know it. We both look cool, and the rest of those guys were envious. Is what they were.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Browner, tell me this. After the races on Saturday, you had 2 stand-up comedy shows on Saturday night, Grand Comedy Club. How'd the shows go?
The shows were good, man. Shows were good, solid selling. It was a very busy weekend in San Diego. It was Pride weekend. Obviously, it was opening day at Del Mar, so all the cool people were at the after parties. And so it was a pretty solid audience. I had, remember Elaine? She showed up for the first show. And then we had about 6 or 7 great friends show up for the second show. And so it was a really, really good crowd. Took some work to get it out of them. Not a lot of work for me, but it took a lot of work to get it out of them. But, I did my thing. I got them recorded. I'm going to put them together, put it out there so people could, get a little taste of it.
All right. Nice. Nice. Well, it is a Monday and we are just getting started. And I'll tell you guys this. For anybody that is listening right now on Sirius Channel 159 or anybody that's watching on SportsGrid and you're like, okay, who are you guys? Never heard of you. Never heard the show. Never have seen the show, etc. For all of our local listeners in San Diego, Orange County, LA, and the Central Coast of California, people that have been with us for 20 plus years, you guys tell me, do you think that we need to kind of give a little background to the history of the show? What do you guys think?
Do you think people are tuning to Sports right now? Like, who are these knuckleheads?
I'm trying to make a bet. Get these clowns off my TV.
Right. Somebody is listening to SportsGrid right now. Somebody is watching SportsGrid right now. Why are you guys not talking about futures? Why are you not talking about how many wins the Cowboys are going to have, how many wins the Raiders are supposed to have, who's going to throw for how many yards during the season, or at least, if nothing else, set me up with some baseball bets for tonight? Yeah, not exactly what we do, 100%. In fact, like 10%.
10% is a big number for us.
I know,
That's
right?
a huge number for us.
I'm
You might have to chop
overselling.
that down some more.
I'm overselling and I'm under-delivering.
Unless I'm in Vegas, which I started to frequent often, we're not really doing that too much.
Yeah. And by the way, shout out to everybody who's watching right now in Vegas, because you know what's amazing is how many Vegas casinos have SportsGrid on in their sports book. So wherever you're watching, wherever you're listening, we're just getting rolling. This is Kaplan and crew. We come to you from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. 7 Mile Casino is the best casino in San Diego because it's got the best location, only 7 minutes south of downtown. There's no smoking. They're open 24/7. You play blackjack, poker, other table games, and you're having amazing food at Sammy's Restaurant and Bar. All right, we're just underway, okay? And I got a lot of things on my mind, but I think we should probably introduce the show.
DeMar DeRozan now joins that team in Sacramento with the Kings. De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis, Devin Carter, who they drafted early, Keegan Murray as well. A Kings team, DRS, that has been a playoff contender.
Is it going to equate to a championship? Probably not, but that's not the goal. Make your team better every offseason. The Kings definitely got better with that move here, Ben.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Where are you at in terms of a starting lineup? What you want to see from Team USA?
I think he'll get guys involved, and then there's your lockdown defender at the point guard, the point of attack, right? I do like Curry. I would then go with Ant. I like Ant over Booker. I think if you look at the way the Canada game was, they looked kind of slow starting, and then they kind of got rolling.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
He talked about Major League Baseball and its rule, or actually its relationship with sports betting and gambling.
Integrity is the foremost concern, and a lot of people are questioning that given all the scandals, right? There's Mercano, there's Pat Hoberg, one of the best umpires in MLB, suspended right now. We don't exactly know what he did, but he's been disciplined, and he hasn't umpired a game this year.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
If this wind like we have out of the Northwest was here all week, it would be insane watching these guys play in it. But it's going to be a southwest wind, which makes it a little easier as far as the direction of the wind. The guys will have it a little bit of a break on the back nine. But it is such a fun golf course, one that I really do think tests every single aspect of your game.
Only on SportsGrid.
Yes, a lot of our great friends who have been listening to this radio show for 20 plus years are all checking in this morning on the Kaplan and Crew YouTube channel. Here's my man, Mark Kapov. My underpants story coming to a SportsGrid broadcast near you. Probably so.
Boy.
Probably so. I'll probably have to tell stories about my underpants adventures. In fact, when I was at the Del Mar opening day on Saturday, I went way, way out on a limb, and I rocked some white pants, which is a very dangerous thing for a guy like me. Juliana.
Let's get through a few shows before we introduce people to the real Scott Kaplan.
Yeah, I don't need to turn anybody off today by talking about wearing white pants to the track and why that's such a dangerous thing for me. Shout out to Juliana and to the OGs. Darth Navarro says, by the way, fellas, picture and sound look great on SportsGrid. It's just on delay about 2 minutes or so. Okay, we got that. We can work with that. Yeah, there is a delay, Alex, some kind of delay between what we do live, which is on YouTube, and what we do when it makes it out to SportsGrid. But you got to figure, man, SportsGrid is way in New York. We're out here in Southern California, and I don't know anything about the tech. Do you?
I know that we are live. I know that we are on, and that's all that matters to me.
Right,
Period.
Christian
I can
Hogan.
see it.
Yeah,
I can see it.
putting his face out there on national TV, and so to everybody who wants to get in, make sure you go to our YouTube chat, and that is where we're going to give shout outs all day long. So, okay, listen, let me do this, guys. Let me take a couple of quick minutes here for everybody who's watching on SportsGrid and everybody who's listening on Sirius Channel 159. Who are you guys? I've never heard of you guys. I don't know what your story is. Why are you guys not breaking down bets right now? Here's the quick backstory, and you guys jump in along the way and tell me if I need to shorten things up or maybe jump into a couple more things. So here's the deal. The show started in 2001 on Extra Sports 690, which was a San Diego, LA sports radio station. It was the only sports radio station in Southern California at the time. It was me and my longtime partner, Billy Ray Smith Jr., who was a longtime Charger player. He was the 5th overall pick in the 1983 draft. From 2001 till 2019, we were on the radio every day. Couple of interruptions here and there when my big fat mouth got me fired or got me into trouble. But that's live radio. What can I tell you? In 2019, here's where the story takes a turn. In 2019, unbeknownst to us, one day we're broadcasting, and the people who actually own the tower and the transmitter, they shut it off, and we all got fired. Everybody. 19 years of success, and one day everybody's fired. We don't know exactly what we're going to do. I got my partner, Billy Ray, who at the time is he's kind of winding things down. And another person who was on the show with us, a woman by the name of Linda Welby, who you'll meet at some point.
Shout out.
She was ready to kind of, get out of radio and get more into her kids' lives as they were getting ready to go off to college. And really, honestly, we didn't know what we were going to do. We had no idea what we were going to do. We were unemployed. We had no radio show. We had no radio station. We were unemployed and had no idea what we were going to do. A friend of ours named Jason Finley, and by the way, for everybody that's watching who's local, you guys know this story, so bear with me. A friend of ours named Jason Finley at Callaway Golf. And by the way, today at Callaway Golf in Carlsbad, California, about 20 minutes north of where I am, they are celebrating today Xander Schauffele, who is from San Diego.
Shout out.
And who went to San Diego State, Grande's alma mater, and has won his second major championship of the year. Incredible. Of his career and of the year. And he's wearing that Callaway hat. The guys from Callaway Golf told us, come do a podcast here at our studios. And we went, to where? And they said to YouTube and to TuneIn and all these places that I didn't know about because I was just focused on radio. This is back in 2019. 2019, we broadcast for almost a year at Callaway Golf. Then I wind up building a studio in my house. We all work out of my house. And then lo and behold, we're all in Miami. This is early February of 2020. We're driving to Miami Beach to go do Super Bowl broadcasts. Kobe Bryant dies. The three of us are in our car freaking out, which was like the craziest thing ever, right? And then COVID hits. And I, of course, at the time was like, COVID, schmovid, right? We come back and the whole world shuts down, right? That's what was going on. And then in August of 2020, somebody put us back on the radio. So they took our podcast, put us back on the radio. Then they put us on local cable television. And we've been operating like that for about 4 years until somebody who's a genius at SportsGrid went, this is the sports radio show of Southern California. Let's put it on Sirius. Let's put it on SportsGrid TV. And people, that's how we got here today. Did I miss anything?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably a thing here and there, but that's a good, quick thing.
That's a good capsule. That's a good capsule. You don't need all the details. We ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
There you go. That's how we got here. That's how we got here today. So now here's the other thing I think I should probably tell everybody on SportsGrid in particular. You will hate us.
Whoa.
What are you doing? Why? Why would you say it like that?
Come on now.
Mostly, but here's why. Mostly because people who are SportsGrid viewers and SportsGrid listeners, they're probably really mainly focused on gambling. That's just my perception. Okay. Is gambling a part of our show? Small part. Kind of got to be honest with you. Horse racing during the summer, kind of a big part. By the way, looking at my hands, starting to think that my Trump impression is taking over my, it's taking over my whole life. By the way, taking over my whole life.
Okay. First day.
I can't help it. When I see my hands go like this,
Yeah,
I don't think these are my natural gestures. I think they belong to Trump.
You tell the crowd they're going to hate us. And then
you go into a Trump impression.
Which is half-ass at best anyway.
Yeah.
You give us a reason to, oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Which is half-ass at best, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, the thing is, like, we don't dip our toes. We just jump in. That's what we're doing. You know, might as well. Might as well. You know, the underpants story, Trump impressions. What else you got? What else can we throw? You want to do a Brown facts off the bat, too? You want to introduce people to the real John Browner?
I mean, Browner has the hottest of hot takes, and then we have to get together every year to decide which hot take of his we're going to have him give up. What you got today?
Oh, listen, I'm going to tell y'all. I'm going to tell you about that bum Otani.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
I'm going to tell you about that bum Otani.
That bum Otani who's leading those first-place Dodgers, who have all those injuries in their pitching staff, who have all those injuries to their position players, and the one guy who's hitting bomb home runs out of Dodger Stadium. You're going to – I mean, it was one thing when you beat up on him when he was with the Angels and you complained that he had no impact because they weren't winning. If he's so great, why aren't they winning?
Right.
You can't have that same gripe about Otani now with the Dodgers.
Watch me. I've seen people here play the home runs. Watch me. Hold my beer, as they say. We'll get to it.
Okay. Well, let's jump right into it. For us, the big story of our weekend was the opening day of Del Mar, the racetrack here in San Diego. If you like horse racing, there's Saratoga on the East Coast. There's Del Mar on the West Coast. That was a big part of our sporting lives this weekend. We'll get to the Padres versus the Dodgers, lots of NFL training camps opening. And we are underway right now on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
What he's doing on a 5-day basis, and when he pitches at that ballpark, there's one thing you notice: there's not one empty seat.
The excitement he's brought to that city, and the fact that fans are starting to come back, especially on the nights he pitches, I mean, it is so cool to see. It's so overdue, and you can't help but root for Pittsburgh.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
As of July 22nd, we start a new deal with a monster distribution platform called SportsGrid, and we'll be live every day on national radio on Sirius XM channel 159, and we will be live on their national television platform every day from 10 a.m. till noon.
Only on SportsGrid.
Has its roots and its DNA in San Diego radio. It expanded when it became a podcast, and it went regional to all of Southern California, as we call it, the mega market: San Diego, Orange County, LA, and the Central Coast. Grande's hometown, Oxnard 805 in the house. And today we expand nationally all over the world, man, really, on SportsGrid. And I've already been getting texts from my friend Rick Diamond in New York, who's watching on Roku, My girlfriend, Rachel, who's here in San Diego, she's got her own set of commentary as she's watching. My father at Boca del Vista Phase 4 in Delray Beach, Florida, darling.
My
Okay.
nephew watching, my cousin watching. Shout out to my cousin Tyrese, my nephew Ahmad, Chi-Town baby, we in the building.
Yeah, yeah. And Mike Cardano from SportsGrid, who's watching in Las Vegas. Let me have one quick second to say this. A lot of San Diego and a lot of Southern California is going to be part of this show. And the first thing I want to tell everybody is about our partners at Blenders Eyewear. Because if you go to blenderseyewear.com and you use our code Kaplan, Kaplan, you save 20%. Now, these glasses from Blenders, you may know them because they are the partner of Coach Prime. And when you get these new Coach Primes, you know we coming. That's right. We coming. Use that promo code Kaplan. You save 20%. Check these out, Browner. These are my new Coach Primes. Haven't even worn them outside quite yet.
What you mean you ain't warm outside? Let the sun hit them things, man.
I know. I've been using them as a prop here on the show. Look at these beauties, man. And let me tell you something about Blenders. I always tell people this. You know, the thing about Blenders is that they're so inexpensive, and yet the quality is so good. You can buy multiple pairs. I've lost like 4 pairs recently.
Oh, me too, man.
I don't know what.
Me
I don't know
too.
where they go. I don't know what's happened to them.
Someone's breaking into my house and taking my blenders.
I don't know what the story is, man. But
It's
I've lost
easier
like
to
4 pairs.
Is it easier to lose socks or sunglasses?
Right now, it's easier to lose sunglasses for me. I don't really know why, but I'm just telling you, man. And these are these F1s that I like right here, Alex. Everybody tells me these are so bomb because they're super colorful.
I got those too, and they're so
Those are
good.
the best ones.
Everybody likes them. Everybody really. But my favorite ones I can't find. I don't know where they are. I don't know what's happening. I can't find them. So that's the beauty of Blenders. BlendersEyewear.com. Use our code Kaplan. You save 20%. And I told Chase Fisher, the owner of Blenders, we're going to start selling blenders worldwide on SportsGrid. Boy, that was very Ric Flair of me. Worldwide, brother. Worldwide.
Are you going to do an impression every segment?
Not intentionally, but possibly.
Okay.
And probably.
I'm trying to prepare myself.
Yeah. By the way, how about this weekend? Like, I don't know about the rest of you guys. Look, the British Open, or they call it the Open Championship, I'll just be honest, okay? It's my least favorite of all the major championships because the course always looks brown and the sky always looks gray, and it's summertime here and it looks balls cold there, and I just don't even like watching it. You know,
not a good watch.
Was it also because they're teeing off at midnight?
Well, that doesn't help matters either, especially for those of us on the West Coast. Now, you guys who are on the East Coast, maybe it's a different story. But for those of us on the West Coast, it's kind of hard to kind of figure out where to watch it live. But the Open Championship, not something that I'm like crazy about, you know. The U.S. basketball team, which we're going to get to, and the game that they just barely scraped by against South Sudan. I want to talk about that.
The panic, man. That's funny.
In some weird way, I'll make an admission. This doesn't sound good, but I'll make an admission. In some weird way, I was kind of hoping they would lose. You know, like.
But like, what does it matter if they lose? Like, what does it matter if they lose to the South Sudan in an exhibition?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because in a weird way, I was kind of hoping they would lose just so that it's like, you ever have a team in the NCAA tournament and they went undefeated all year, and you kind of want to get that one loss out of the way as opposed to when it really counts and you get knocked out of the tournament.
Okay.
There was a part of me that wanted the U.S. to lose just to be like, wake up, guys. Everybody's coming for you.
Crushed Serbia the game before. Annihilated Serbia, who everybody's like, oh, got to watch out for Serbia. When the U.S. needs to step up, they will step up. This isn't Athens all over again. They're going to win the gold, and they're going to win it easily. Everybody chill out, man.
It matters because at the end of the day, you need consistent performances. You do not need duds. If you're going to give me a dud, do it against Serbia and win by 1. Don't do it against the South Sudan, because now that shows you can let your guard down. And I feel like that's what happened, and that's what I'm afraid of.
And I don't even know, like, South Sudan, where, like, I don't know where that is. Like, I'm not.
Well, it's where Sudan is.
Yeah.
But south.
Oh, the southern part of Sudan.
Yes.
Got it.
Below Sudan.
Got it. Just
So you
don't
got
know where Sudan is. Yeah.
And then South Sudan.
Got it.
Yes.
So we didn't lose to North Sudan?
No.
Nah, they suck.
Yeah,
Western. Trash. They didn't even qualify.
Oh, really?
Right.
Central Sudan, no good, huh?
No good. No bueno.
They
South-
can't even beat North Sudan.
South Sudan got any NBA players on that team that I should know about?
We can go over their roster.
2, I think.
Do they really?
I think they got 2.
They do have 2 NBA players. I did not know that. You see that, Browner? Impression. That is weird.
Oh, man.
I did not know that. That is weird.
Okay.
All right. Listen, here's the thing, though. Whether your mind was on baseball or your mind happened to have been on the U.S. basketball team, that's not what everybody in the world was talking about.
One of the many exciting things about joining Live was being able to come here and play in front of a Spanish crowd, especially on a level of event and level of competition that I hadn't really yet enjoyed, right? I've been able to play events in Spain.
Here in the beautiful Valderrama, which some say is the European Augusta, it's so special. There's so much history here. There's so much Spanish history here.
Well, it has so much history behind. It's only a 50 years old club, but so much has happened through the years. I mean, we had the Ryder Cup, we had World Gold Championships, and now we have Live.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I feel like when this wind in this golf course is so difficult that it's equally stressful no matter when or where you're playing it. But it was fun. It's always fun to be back home and be with the home crowd. It's always a joy to have this many people supporting me all day. It's so much fun.
OMG, what did we just witness? Our first ever double playoff in Live Golf history. I am so pumped up right now.
So much happened on the last 5 minutes. I mean, it looked like it was going to the crushers and Annie Barton winning, and all of a sudden then Abraham holding a chip, David Puig birdie, then that little putt from Annie Barton on the last. I mean, it was great watching.
You know, it's really amazing to be able to do it in your home country, in front of my family, in front of so many friends, and on my favorite golf course. So it's obviously super nice.
Partner of this radio show for
Shout out.
I'm telling you, it's been 20 plus years. Gary Cooper is our mortgage guy and our real estate guy here in San Diego. So if you need him, you got him. 858-376-1299, 858-376-1299. Shout out to my boy, Ricky, the little dude, Markowitz, tuning in Philadelphia on channel 159 on Sirius. That's right. And so here's the thing. We've gone from San Diego regional to now today national, and I'm super stoked about the whole thing because I'll tell you guys honestly, like it was cool to have the show on local Southern California cable TV, San Diego, Orange County, LA, Santa Barbara. It was cool. It really was. But when you start to reach out nationally, and we got people today in New York, Philadelphia, Boca del Vista Phase 4 down in Florida, darling. You got Browner's people in Chicago, right? Who'd you say, Browner? Who'd you shout out from Chicago who's watching?
My cousin Tyrese and my nephew Ahmad.
Yeah. What's up, Ahmad?
Shout out to the Browner family.
Yeah.
I got people in the 805. Shout out to Oxnard in the
Shout out.
805. I have people in Texas, Austin, San Antonio, and all my friends here in San Diego locally. Shout out to you guys too.
Yeah. And appreciate all my radio colleagues at 710 ESPN in Los Angeles who have all sent me messages this morning saying, hey, good luck with your first day. Because it's a big deal for guys like us. Seriously, like we have been grinding our asses off for the last 5 years where we went from having a very, very large radio footprint in Southern California to all of a sudden getting fired and having the radio station turned off to then all of a sudden building a podcast, and it's 5 years later. And here we are. We find ourselves on SportsGrid. And shout out to Scott Farrell, by the way, who to me is really – no, left hand double finger. Left hand. Show everybody what we're talking about. You see, I'm already a little irritated. I got to talk to Scott Farrell today, and I got to talk to Gabe Morency today. I'm the point guy. Okay, I'm the guy. I'm the point guy. I take the picture with the point, and it seems like everybody on SportsGrid wants the point. Stop pointing at me. I'm the point guy. Anyway,
you got competition now.
You were in a big pool now, man.
Maybe we're the pointing team.
Baby.
Maybe we're the point team.
Maybe we're just the team of pointers.
I know, but like this weekend when I was out at all these Del Mar festivities, I had my daughter Jillian was in town from Boise. My daughter Jaden's in town from New Orleans. My daughter Julia's here, right? And they all bring boyfriends and they bring buddies. And we all start taking these group pictures. And my daughter Jillian's like, everybody do the point. See, so it's my thing. It's my thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
do they 3-finger point? Shout out to
yeah,
Jason Long
everybody
here,
does the three finger point.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
But if you shake it, then it doesn't look good in the camera.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe not. Hey, listen, so the story of the weekend, though, and this is how we got this conversation started. The story of the weekend was not the USA basketball team just barely squeaking by South Sudan. It's something we'll talk about. The story of the weekend for us who follow, the Padres and the Dodgers and the National League West race and the wild card race, that really wasn't the story, even though the second half of the baseball season started. Again, those of us locally, we're cheering on Xander Schauffele, but I wasn't like tuned in like it was the Masters or the U.S. Open. And that's a big sports story for us. But I'm telling you right now that the story yesterday when Joe Biden resigned from the presidential race had the whole world talking. And for us, we don't do politics on this show because
we only do impersonations.
Well,
of politics.
Poor ones.
Really bad ones. But since the debate, since the presidential debate between Trump and Biden, we couldn't get enough of it. Like it's been, and yesterday I was at the beach, right? And I'm talking to a couple buddies of mine, and none of us are talking about policy. None of us are talking about who we're voting for. The only thing we were talking about yesterday was, wow, we thought it was interesting and entertaining through the debates and where we are. And now you have the president resigning from the election or from the, I don't know, the race. And now what happens from here? So between now and November, this is going to be the most interesting and I think the most entertaining time because guess what? We're getting ready to start football season and then we're getting ready to start the presidential election season. And
I like the way you said that, by the way, because it's a season of elections. Like we look at this the way you got to look at sports. And one of the biggest kisses of death in sports is when an owner gives you, like when the owner comes out publicly, it's like, we have
vote of confidence,
support, the vote of confidence.
Mm-hmm.
The owner comes out and tells the head coach, we believe in him. He's got our vote of confidence. You can start the timer then. You might as well start the timer then because that coach is gone pretty soon. And that's exactly what happened with Biden, dude. Everybody was just like, we got, not everybody, but most people were like, we got him. Fundraisers, he's got our guy. You knew it was over. We all knew it was over.
I knew last week when he said he had COVID and he was going to go away. I said to you guys last week, by Monday, he'll be out because COVID's a great time to use it as an excuse, like to go away and to be like, hey, I'm 81. I'm now battling COVID. Man, I could barely stay awake during the debate. Now I got to fight off COVID. Come on, man. And so I knew that this was kind of where it was going to end. But it is the most fascinating, most interesting thing. And I think about it like sports too, Alex. I think about it like, okay, you're a star quarterback and you've been playing a really long time and you've had a really nice career. But you know what? You get hurt. And people think you're going to come back and start. But you know what? This young guy that we drafted, he's younger, faster, better. And now I know you're not theoretically supposed to lose your job to injury, but guess what? This guy's better. And the one that kind of comes to mind on that is when Tony Romo lost his job to Dak Prescott and Romo was hurt and Prescott played well and Prescott was going to start. And that was Biden. He got hurt. He got COVID. He's too old. Now they got a younger person and they're ready to put in the backup quarterback. That I look at it like sports the same way.
The one thing that I would just hope that all people acknowledge is, like many people don't want to do, the man gave up something he didn't have to. He literally he could have just fought it out, and just gave up 3 interceptions, returned for touchdowns.
You're gonna have to drag me on my shield. Get me out of here.
Correct. Some people go, I'm gonna follow the sword. He went, no, you know what? The rotate ain't what it used to be. Go ahead, put Dak in.
Yeah,
and
dude,
they put
listen,
Dak
as a human being, right? Literally no red, no blue, no side, whatsoever. As a human being,
yeah,
go enjoy some ice cream. You know?
Yeah, old man.
Enjoy whatever state he lives in, Delaware, and just chill.
Go back to
bro.
riding your bike.
You're 82, man. You're
Relax.
82.
Right.
Relax.
You had a good
As a
run.
person, just relax.
He literally had a lifetime of politics. I'm
Right.
42. He's been in politics longer than I've been alive. Like,
Dude.
he's literally had a lifetime in
And
politics.
right. And listen, you know, he's kind of like a Philip Rivers, or I mentioned Tony Romo, a Kirk Cousins.
He has
you
12
put
kids?
up you put
Oh.
you put up Hall of Fame stats. You know, but did you have
You
did you
said
win the
Phillip
Super
Rivers.
Bowl?
You tell me kids is not the first thing that pops up when you think of Philip Rivers? You crazy. When
I
you
was
say
thinking-
the name Philip Rivers, the first thing that comes in my head is he's got like 20 kids.
Yeah, but I
That's
was
fair.
thinking more like he's got like 50,000 yards passing, and he's probably not really a Hall of Famer. That's the thing about Joe Biden. Joe Biden, he served 2 terms as a vice president. He's got to serve a term as a president. He gave everything of his life to this country. And when everybody was saying, bro, you got to get out, and he was fighting it, ultimately he made the decision, what's best for the country / what's best, what gives my party the best chance to win? You know, what gives my team the best chance to win? Dak Prescott or Tony Romo?
Right.
You know,
And as a content creator who, you know, we're all observers here. Like, I just need Kamala to step up. I need comedy during these debates. I need content, you know, policies aside. I need you to bring the fire. I need you to talk about golf. I need you to talk about things that don't matter.
Can't she win a club championship?
Right,
Okay?
right.
Can she
That's
carry
what
her
we need to
bag
know.
for
Yeah.
18 holes?
Right.
Okay?
Can she
Right.
do it?
Hey, by the
real
way,
stuff.
I'll tell you this right now. As far as like a female president, I'm all for a female president. I don't know if she's the right woman because I don't know anything about her. I literally don't know anything about her. I don't really hear her very much. I don't see her very much. But I'll tell you this right now. My girlfriend is a whole lot smarter than I am. She's a much better business person than I am. She's 100 times smarter and more organized than I am. And honestly, if it was between me and my girlfriend to be president of the United States, I vote for her over me all day, every day. Hear that, Browner? Hear the way I
must be
said that?
watching. She must be watching.
She must be watching. That's the deal. As of July 22nd, we start a new deal with a monster distribution platform called SportsGrid, and we'll be live every day on national radio on Sirius XM channel 159, and we will be live on their national television platform every day from 10 a.m. till noon.
Only on SportsGrid.
If this wind like we have out of the Northwest was here all week, it would be insane watching these guys play in it. But it's going to be a southwest wind, which makes it a little easier as far as the direction of the wind. The guys will have it a little bit of a break on the back nine. But it is such a fun golf course, one that I really do think tests every single aspect of your game.
Only on SportsGrid.
DeMar DeRozan now joins that team in Sacramento with the Kings. Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis, Devin Carter, who they drafted early, Keegan Murray as well. A Kings team, DRS, that has been a playoff contender.
Is it going to equate to a championship? Probably not. But that's not the goal. Make your team better every offseason. The Kings definitely got better with that move here, Ben.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
He's tuning in today. Big shout out to my man, Brett Weiss from Life Brew Coffee. Now, I don't know about the rest of you guys, okay? This may be like a California thing. This may be a very crunchy, organic California healthy kind of a thing.
Crunchy.
Right.
Love that.
But to all of our great friends who are now going to start joining us around the country, Life Brew, Lyfe, lifebrew.com. You save 30% on mushroom coffee. And you go, mushroom coffee? Is that going to get me tripping? No, not exactly. It's all these different.
Not at all.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, not at all. Because Alex feeds it to his mom. Okay. so if Mama Padilla is willing to drink the mushroom coffee, you know that's the deal. The shiitake mushroom, great source of vitamin B. The lion's mane mushroom supports memory and focus. The turkey tail mushroom for antioxidants and gut health and so many other things. And check out my man Brett Weiss here in San Diego, Life Brew Coffee, Lyfe, lifebrew.com. Use our code GreatFriends and you save 30% on Life Brew Coffee. I'll have it shipped to you right away. And by the way, for those of you that like to indulge in other little goodies, Brett throws in a whole bunch of pre-rolls and things for you as well. So to my buddy Ricky in Philadelphia who just heard that, yeah, that's right. He'll send you pre-rolls. He don't care.
There you go.
Right. He's like, I don't want the coffee. Just send them pre-rolls.
That's what my mom said. What am I supposed to do with this?
All right, let me ask you guys this question because we talked briefly about the U.S. basketball team nearly being humiliated in the pre-Olympic, kind of tune-up to South Sudan. First of all, I didn't know where South Sudan was. You explained it to me brilliantly, Alex. There's Sudan, and then there's the southernmost region, and therefore that is South Sudan. Very well done.
Correct. Yes.
Do they have NBA players and do they have NBA talent on that team?
They had an old Laker. It was an old Laker on that team.
Who dat?
Wayne Gabriel, I think it's pronounced.
Wayne? Nah, man, that doesn't sound right to me. That doesn't
Wenyen.
sound
All
right. Wenyen Gabriel. Okay, yeah.
Oh, see, welcome SportsGrid. Another thing.
Don't do that. Nah.
Yeah.
Another thing about this
Don't
show.
do that. If you look at the name, it looks like it should be pronounced Wayne.
No, Wenyen Gabriel was he the really dark skinned brother that had the dreads? That guy, skinny guy, but like built.
Yes.
Sounds like a guy from the Sudan.
Yeah, South Sudan. Yeah.
Who's the other? Get that correct.
Who's the other NBA player?
I think it's like his name's like 3 letters. Let me go to the roster.
3 letters, like ART, like his name is Art.
No, like UHO or something like that.
Oh, okay, got it. Nonetheless, here's the thing. By the way, our boy Lawhead just says he was just in South Sudan, he was just south of South Sudan. Okay.
Yeah. So does that that would be South Sudan?
I guess that's what that qualifies as.
He was in Uganda.
Oh, okay, got it. So, wait a second. Look at this one. Charles Gooden jumps in and says, "No, here it is. The late Manute Bol was from Sudan."
Shout out.
Okay, I didn't know that.
So it goes Egypt. I just looked at a map.
Okay.
Egypt, Sudan, South Sudan.
Aha. Mm-hmm. And did I understand that the coach from South Sudan is an NBA assistant coach somewhere? So
You're asking great questions.
I know. This is all news to me, man. This is all brand new to me, right? I didn't know anything about South Sudan. So then, after the U.S. just barely squeaks by and wins this game, and Captain America himself, LeBron James, scores the game-winning basket, drives to the hole, takes it. LeBron looks very energized, by the way.
Yeah. I think if I were to worry about anything about Team USA, it's that LeBron James has been your best player.
40-year-old
LeBron James on that team,
yeah,
shouldn't be the best player. Also, why is Kevin Durant still on the roster if he can't play?
Then now let's talk about it.
You know what I'm saying? Kick Kawhi out real quick. Why is Kevin Durant there?
You mean to tell me Kevin Durant could just get a free trip and Jaylen Brown telling y'all I can play? Y'all won't put what they got to get. They will not put Jaylen Brown on this team. They'll give them who get hurt.
I thought Jaylen Brown. I thought the Jaylen Brown thing was about like is he not a Nike guy? I thought that's what that was about.
You clearly need players. If you can only beat the South Sudan by a point, what the hell is Derek White doing?
Lawhead jumps in and says he should be energized. He got swept in April. Oh my God.
They won a game, Jason.
Here's the thing. Here's one question though. So LeBron is Captain America. Yes. Now I'm accustomed to watching LeBron push the Lakers around. I'm accustomed to watching LeBron, decide to hire his own coach, who's his podcast partner, and to draft his son and get his son a 4-year guaranteed contract. I'm accustomed to watching LeBron beat up and boss around the Lakers. Does LeBron do the same thing to the U.S. Olympic Committee? Because I was really surprised to see that LeBron is the flag bearer for the ceremonies, right? That LeBron is the opening ceremony flag bearer, and he's the first basketball player to be selected. Listen, I know he's a 2-time gold medal winner in the Olympics, but isn't LeBron, he's an NBA professional, billionaire, superstar player. I feel like, this is just an opinion, the Olympics should be about Olympians, not about pros that come to represent as Olympians. There's a big
Well, he was voted. It's not it's a selection voted by the Olympians themselves.
That's horrible, man. I would have been in that room going, no, man, he's the wrong dude. They voted for him.
They voted for LeBron James as the male flag bearer. There is a female flag bearer that will be announced tomorrow.
Really?
Caitlin Clark?
Who?
Caitlin Clark?
Should be
No?
Caitlin Clark, but it ain't. I'm voting for Katie Ledecky.
Probably.
I mean, she's like the biggest star going into the Olympics.
Bruh, Simone Biles should be the female flag bearer
That's
for
a
the
good one.
United States.
I
If
got no
not
problem with that.
Simone Biles, if not Simone Biles, it should be Shakira Richardson,
Who's Shakira Richardson?
the track lady.
Oh,
The
Shakira
track
Richardson?
lady.
Her too.
I thought you were talking about Shakira, the Colombian singer.
Well, she can carry the flag for them. I don't know how fast she is.
Katie Ledecky is like one of the most decorated Olympians and might come out of these Olympics as like, she may have more medals than Michael Phelps.
LeBron James is the most famous person going to the Olympics.
Right.
It should be him.
If you're asking me who's more famous between Katie Ledecky and Simone Biles, I think we know the answer to that question. And y'all already know how I feel about Simone Biles.
So all I'm
Right.
saying is this: if you're gonna be the flag bearer for the United States, it's got to be two things. One, you're the most famous person there, which he is, or two, the most dopest, sad, tug on your heartstrings story of all time.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
You know,
Yeah.
and LeBron is the most famous person at the Olympics.
All right,
Not for
I
Team
will
USA, for everything.
I acknowledge that LeBron James is the most famous person at the Olympics. I will go there. Okay, but to me, I didn't realize that it was voted on by the other Olympians. I would rather have like real Olympians rather than like billionaire pros. In fact, you know what? We'll throw up a poll question about this. As of July 22nd, we start a new deal with a monster distribution platform called SportsGrid, and we'll be live every day on national radio on Sirius XM channel 159, and we will be live on their national television platform every day from 10 a.m. till noon.
Only on SportsGrid.
Where are you at in terms of a starting lineup, what you want to see from Team USA?
I think he'll get guys involved, and then there's your lockdown defender at the point guard, the point of attack, right? I do like Curry. I would then go with Ant. I like Ant over Booker. I think if you look at the way the Canada game was, they looked kind of slow starting, and then they kind of got rolling.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
He talked about Major League Baseball and its rule, or actually its relationship with sports betting and gambling.
Integrity is the foremost concern, and a lot of people are questioning that given all the scandals, right? There's Mercano, there's Pat Hoberg, one of the best umpires in MLB, suspended right now. We don't exactly know what he did, but he's been disciplined, and he hasn't umpired a game this year.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
The staple of consistency within the AFC North, that's the Pittsburgh Steelers. 17 years under Mike Tomlin, never a losing record, never less than 8 wins.
You add Patrick Queen there over from your division rival. You take a look at that offensive line, which does have some question marks, but still a decent wide receiving core that they have, a running game that has Najee Harris, and a quarterback that's been there, done that.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
This Friday, or are they the 27th on Saturday? I'm not sure what day are the opening ceremonies, but I got to say one thing. Like right now with baseball season where it is and NFL teams reporting to training camp, I'm in that zone where I'm kind of jonesing for something. I'm in on the Olympics.
Friday, July 26th, local time, 10:30 a.m. Pacific, which is 1:30 Eastern.
Okay. I'm in on the Olympics because I'm now
We're going to be so
starting.
distracted on Friday, by the way. Now that
Oh,
I
yeah?
just saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on when we're on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be watching.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll be watching. We'll
Yeah.
be talking about it.
People
Thing
will get
is
to see our
that
ADD.
oh, forget it. It's already starting to kick in. I really like I'm in that zone of baseball just started the second half. Football training camps are starting to open, which by the way, we'll get to in just a couple of minutes. And I'm jonesing for something. And I watched House of the Dragon last night, which I feel like I have to go back and watch it a second time because last week the episode stunk and there was nothing that happened. And I knew
Right.
something big was going to happen this weekend. I feel like a lot of stuff happened this weekend. But I don't want to spoil it for everybody because I'll open my big fat mouth and then I'll say something
Yeah,
that'll
you
piss
did that last
everybody off.
week.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
I'll tell you this though, and I don't know why people don't do this more. Just pull up Google and pull up a family tree, House of Dragon. Just have it handy next to you. They're throwing
That
all
would
these
help.
names.
Yeah.
They're throwing out
You
all
shouldn't
these
have to
names.
do that.
No,
though.
it's hard. I know it's very confusing.
Bruh,
Yeah.
if the show's that complicated,
It is.
then they need to simplify the show.
I'm having a real hard time.
I
am.
shouldn't have to do homework to watch the show. If I saw last week's episode or if I saw the season, I should be able to keep up. The fact that you have so many names, I need to Google the family tree of this show.
Yeah.
Nah, bruh.
Yeah, it's
Well,
hard.
you know, there's Aegon, there's Aemon, there's Rhaenyra, there's
here we go.
Rhaenys. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah.
they just sound the same. That's all.
And I saw they barbecued the brother too. I saw that on the internet.
Whoa, spoiler alert.
Hey, now I
Really?
got
Really?
come on, dog.
What?
You didn't even say spoiler alert.
They barbecued
First
that
of all,
brother.
I don't know his name. I don't know what part of the show he on. He could have been an extra that they were just showing a dragon getting cooked. I don't know nothing about the show. So I didn't spoil nothing. I don't know who he was.
Anyway. All right. Hey, big shout out to our people at Athletic Greens,
Don't do that to
AG1,
me.
athleticgreens.com/Kaplan, athleticgreens.com/Kaplan. You want all your vitamins, minerals, nutrients, superfoods, probiotics in one thing, 12 ounces right here. Make sure you get your Athletic Greens. Get a subscription right now, athleticgreens.com/Kaplan. You get the 5 free travel packs. You get the 1-year supply of vitamin D, and you're going to stay healthy like I'm staying healthy with Athletic Greens, athleticgreens.com/Kaplan. All right, so we'll put up a poll. So the whole LeBron James thing, Alex, what poll did you select? I think there was a poll that came from our friends at LakersNation.com. What was the poll question? And we'll put it up. And by the way, for those of you that are watching on SportsGrid, you can use the QR code. It'll take you right here. How do you feel about LeBron James being selected to the Team USA flag bearer at the Paris Olympics? Impressed and well-deserved is A. Surprised but excited is B. C, don't agree with him as the pick. I'm voting for C. I don't agree with LeBron James being the pick. Alex, you said it. You're right. He's the most famous guy. He's the most famous athlete, not for Team USA. He's the most famous athlete on planet Earth, and he's there representing the United States, and he's a 2-time Olympic gold medal champion. You know what? I still disagree.
I am not familiar enough with the entire
Give me a different resume.
U.S. record. I mean, their roster. So I can't tell you it should be Caleb Dressel. It should be Noah Lyles. It should be the handball player. It should be the fast walker. It should be the whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the break dancer that there's breakdancing now in the Olympics. I don't know. I'm not that familiar with it, but I will tell you this. I have zero problem with it being LeBron James. Absolutely zero.
What do you say,
Is there
Brown?
a better story out there? Maybe. I just don't know it.
No.
For me, it's
Absolutely
about TV
not.
ratings. You like
Again, if you want somebody to be recognized, LeBron James is the most recognizable face in American sports. It's a sporting event. So I don't like who else would you put? We don't have a popular swimmer. We don't have a more popular sprinter. We don't have a more popular gymnastic. Remember they did Dan and Dave. Remember that campaign? And one of the guys didn't even make it. Like we don't have that now. We don't have that.
I mean, I'm just looking at names. Xander Schauffele.
No.
Just won,
No.
another major championship. Scotty Scheffler.
No.
Should I throw that one in there? No. I'm just throwing names. I'm just coming up with names for you because I actually, to be honest, I had to go to the NBCOlympics.com to start looking up like who would be some other people. Listen, all I'm saying is LeBron is the biggest star. I buy that. I get that. No problem. But I suppose if you're the U.S. Olympic Committee, one of the things you're probably thinking about with LeBron is this is his last Olympics.
This is his last one.
Yeah.
And I'm going to enjoy it too, because once he puts
He
the
didn't even
purple
bring
and
his
gold
son.
back on, then I got to be a hater. So I'll enjoy Team USA LeBron.
Wait a second. You said he didn't bring his son. No. Don't. Bronny might go. Just so happens that Bronny not on the Olympic basketball team. I was rooting for Bronny to get on the Olympic basketball team.
Who makes the team first, Bronny or Jaylen Brown?
Should be Bronny, because LeBron's the boss. And it could also be Caitlin Clark. By the way, that's another travesty that Caitlin Clark is not with the U.S. team.